Hi guys. I'm recording this video a second time. Oh, sorry, second time because I accidentally deleted all materials when I did it the first time, and I already spent a few hours editing it. So, but luckily for me, I made a script, I made a text to this video, so it is not such a big problem to re-record it, and maybe it's a good sign. First book that I'm going to recommend to you today is Wasp Factory by Iain Banks. Oh, I like this cover. Actually, this is definitely not a book to make someone fall in love with you, definitely not me. It's rather a red flag if someone is a big fan of it. Someone said that he's feeling some sort of connection with this book, that he can really relate to the main character, or if he's saying that he based his personality on this book, you better run as quickly as possible. The story follows a young boy, Frank, who experiments with various forms of torture on insect, as you could probably understand from the name of this book. Rather fresh idea because it's so tiny, so small, yet he comes up with tons of really creative different ideas to torture them. Well, bonus point for creativity, really artistic type of personality he had. And the book contains a lot of technical details how he did it, but this is not the thing that you should concentrate your attention on. Look around, you should notice little details that seemingly not the most important, not the main part of the book. If you're a first time reader, if it's your first time reading this book, take special attention to his relationship with father, to his perception of masculinity. It's an important topic for him, really important while he's 16, and it's puberty, and for all teenagers it's a hard, complicated part of the life where you trying to find yourself, trying to understand who you really are, trying to understand what image you want to translate into the world. So it's obviously an important topic for him, and better if you dive into his worries about it. If you do so, the end of this book will shock you even more. Oof, no spoilers. I'm trying to give you as less spoilers as possible. In the end, he experienced an epiphany so harsh I wouldn't know how to react, especially with his previous mindset. Maybe it's karma for torturing bees? I most definitely have no desire repeating reading it because it left such sticky feeling on me, such gloomy sticky feeling, like if you step in the dirt. But this is a kind of dirt that cannot be washed just with soapy water, and you have to use white spirit, and now you're not only sticky but you're also smelly, and everything is overwhelming your senses. Rather dirty story, sorry for repeating this word, full of nasty and cruel details and mind-blowing finale that leaves you questioning everything you hear and see. The way I describe this book might lead you to questioning why would I put it in a list if I had such mixed feelings towards it. I have no specific answer for that, but it's the first book that came into my mind when I was making a list of books for this video, when I thought about making videos about books in general. I always felt the need to recommend this book to someone. The next book is actually a series of books for children, like Harry Potter or Divergent, but for younger audience and less apocalyptic. An orphan 11 years old girl found a hypnosis book and managed to get super good at that and get in a row of mind-blowing adventures. Her antagonist is a powerful man who's also into hypnosis, but somehow this cute button-nosed girl managed to overpower him and get away every time. Our little feminist icon. Putting a kid books in this list was something that my mom found weird, because what kind of man reads Molly Moon series? Suppose she might be right, but I think I put this book in the list more to show what kind of world exists inside me, how I perceive world, what exists in my head. Show you the vibes over there, or maybe beware that I got good at hypnosis and you better be careful with me. Who knows? Take deep breaths. Breathe in, breathe out. In 5 seconds, you will have an unbearable desire, to have urge to leave a like, to leave a like, leave a positive comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Too fast, please. If you haven't done it before. Breath in, breath out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Please. It's really a sweet and soft book, and I have read it at the same age as the main character itself. I think she's about 9, so, and it was my comfort book to which I was returning many times, and it forever will take place in my heart. So the next 3 books are Ulysses, Infinite Jest, and Gravity's Rainbow. AKA top 3 the most important and challenging books of the whole world. In the whole world. Have I read all of them? Not even remotely close. But that doesn't stop me from feeling utterly in awe by people who did and understood something. No, understanding something isn't obligatoire, but the effort itself is what I respect. Maybe even understanding is not just non-obligatoire, it's strictly prohibited, because I would feel too stupid. Made a gigantic effort on myself at the age 16, 17, and I forced myself through Ulysses. Of course, in Russian translation I wasn't, and I'm still not able to read it in the original in English. I've done it just to prove something to myself, to brag that I have read it, but I wasn't educated and experienced reader enough, and I'm still not, to fully understand its greatness and influence on literature. Yet I still think that subconsciously I got some knowledge and reading it wasn't futile. Actually, he's been writing this book while his wife and children were almost dying from hunger. He wasn't a really good father, from what I heard. I'm not saying that this is 100% correctly, but he spent many years writing it. I'm inspired to read Ulysses in original one day. It would be a great challenge for me as an English learner and as a reader. Infinite Jest is a book that I started reading also in Russian translation and still haven't finished yet. The author of this book killed himself. Nice. And he was an alcoholic and I suppose drug addict too, but I'm not so sure about it. This one is much more modern than the Ulysses. We even have colorful photos of its author. It sounds like it would be easier to understand for us, for the people who live right now. Damn, the dude has style. I don't like when people kill themselves. Yeah, it's my really controversial opinion. I don't like when people kill themselves. Even as I'm mentioning Ulysses right now, even as I was mentioning Ulysses right now, even as I'm revealing and accepting the fact that I understood nothing, I still feel like a smart-ass egomaniac. So thank you so much, Martha from 2020, for torturing herself and overcoming her whimpers, finishing this book. So 4 years later, almost 5 years later, I still could feel like I'm superior to others. There are tons of videos online explaining the importance and roles those books play, so if you want to be pretentious, do go check them. And the third book that I mentioned, I didn't even start to read it. I know nothing about it, but I know that she's taken the first place in those list of the most important and challenging books in the whole world. I know that the author, it's really cool story. The author, we only have photos from when he was young. Then he started hiding his personality, and this is a video. This is a photo of people imagining how he would look like. But recently, yes, this is it. They caught him. They caught his photos. This is him with his child. Yes, it's his son. So this is how he looks right now. Really, really, really old. Yet he looks much better than in the picture where they were imagining how he would look like. Look, he even was in Simpsons TV show. This article is more than 10 years ago. Wow, I was 10 years. Wow. Okay, the next book is actually advocating for the whole title of this video, because I had a boy who have read it after I recommended 3 million times on my Insta, on my YouTube, and he had read it, and I instantly, well, it was such a turn on, and I instantly felt so much more affection towards him. So it raises up a tons of really important questions, the most important question in our life. So it must read for anyone who thinks that feminism isn't needed anymore, who thinks that making success jokes is not a problem and it doesn't affect anyone. It does. It does. Book that made me cry several times already said. I haven't had the mental strength to finish it. I think this book is necessary to get to understand women a bit more, to understand their struggles, to understand the things that they're facing every day. If you have any woman in your life, it would be nice if you have read it and care a bit about it. This is some of the book that I have. This is Infinite Jest. I think I could kill with it. This is the Woodhouse, the really old book, really, yeah, you know, it's even broken. Because I read it so hard. Because I loved it so hard, so dearly. I don't know why, but I started taking more notes into the end of the book. Usually it's the opposite. Even with little drawing. More on the next. Wow, I really had a lot to say. More. Okay. A lot there. More. No. More. Wait a bit. More. This is how you realize that I really read it. More. This is how I learned English. By reading and writing. I've been reading and writing, but more. So pleasant to see it. More. Well, more. How much, huh? More. And the end. Oh, this is also the book that the series of books that we are going to discuss the last. And the last, but not the least, PG. His name is too hard to to pronounce, so just PG. PG Woodhouse. Any series, really. The most popular one is the Jeeves and Wooster series. It's classic, the most popular one. There were even a TV show with Hugh Laurie and Stephen Fry. And Stephen Fry is young there. Oof. Wow, in the 90s. Well, it's such a weird combo for me to even understand Stephen Fry and Dr. House playing in the same TV show. Pow! In order to develop your English, it's perfect book. Perfect book. Because those books don't have any words parasites. It's very English, traditional English, beautiful English, with some slang that might be hard for us to understand, but the slang only makes the book more interesting, and it makes your language, your speech more interesting. Fun fact that I found out recently, P.G. Wodehouse was Sir. He has a title. Can you imagine how long ago he died, if it was true? Also, he been married to the same woman a long time. He died being married to her, and he died at very old age. He's also a playwright, also a fun fact that I found out recently. He's known for his humorous writing style, his own work, often about upper class English characters. Oof, it's a rich. So, like, white rich man, but he's joking about the privilege, about the weird rules that they have in higher society. So, in the Jeeves and Wooster series, we have a Wooster who is Hugh Laurie, with this young man, white rich young man, who's helpless without his valet, Jeeves, who's smart, creative, and always helping out this guy, this garçon, for always finding ways to get everything together. It might sound like I have some negative emotion towards Jeeves, or towards Wooster, but that's not true. I like him as a character. He's super funny, and when I was younger, I didn't care about society, about rich people, and I didn't react badly to any of his environment. Now, when I'm older, of course, I have some questions. I don't hate Wooster. He's really funny. He doesn't have like superior vibes to him, pretentious. No, it's not about him. He's really awkward, clumsy, maybe childish at some point, but he's not irritating. He's also very respectful towards Wooster. It's one of the reasons why we can bear him and love him. My mind is simply blown by this absurd duet. Also, I didn't include books by Stephen Fry into this list. Even though I really highly appreciate his art, I really like his books. I read The Liar, even though because I read it in Russian and probably some jokes got lost in translation, some meaning got lost in translation. So these books by Stephen Fry, Making History, it's about Hitler. I'm reading it in the moment. I love it. I simply love it, and thanks God I can read it in English. Thank God I have this opportunity, and it's amazing. The language is amazing. I understand that I have lost a lot of things by reading the other book in Russian. Well, I have still all my life to catch up to also reread it in English. It's 6 o'clock right now. It was such a pleasure speaking with you. It was such a pleasure sharing my favorite books with you. It was such a pleasure, and I'm hoping you will read some of them. Please say in a comment how many points you have, how many books you read from those. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment. À bientôt. Au revoir. See you soon.